In this video, I'm going to be giving my review of Top Gun Maverick, the sequel to the original film from 1986. So literally decades in the making is what it took to put this sequel on the big screen. Now this is one of the last of what I call the COVID delay films, the films that are originally slated for 2020 and it got pushed back to whenever they were, which this film obviously was going to be in 2020 and now it's all the way back about 2 years later and we finally get it. Now I'm not sure how many millennials think of the first film, first Top Gun, as a classic. You know, its cultural relevance never really translated a few decades later to right now. Me, I had never seen the original film until recently because obviously the sequel was coming out. And what did I think? Well, it was okay. It was alright. I really don't think there's a ton of substance, nor do I think there's really any great filmmaking in the movie, aside from some cool aerial shots here and there. But all of it was really sort of subservient to the love story that was in the film. But like I said, I didn't really think it was anything special. But this film was getting an insane amount of hype through the reviews, marketing, and all that kind of stuff, with some of the recent reviews calling it the best sequel since The Dark Knight. What? I mean, how could I resist seeing it after those kind of reviews? The film sees Tom Cruise come back as Pete, or Maverick, and after a bit of a blunder that he has, he's sent back to the Top Gun program to teach new recruits as an instructor in the art of sort of jet dogfighting as they prepare for a crucial mission ahead. Along the way, he has to rekindle and repair some relationships following the events of what happened in the first film. Now, the film provides a solid look into the world of sort of air dogfighting and then moves at a solid pace while having a very likable protagonist to follow. Cruise, man, he's just great here. You know, he's really charming, really likable, and he really puts his all into every scene he's in, as Tom Cruise does in every movie. And yes, you do get his signature run in this movie. It's always hilarious whenever he does that. Also, a decent amount of time is given to the supporting troops in the film, to where you root for all of them, like all of them, and they have a real likable mix going on. The most prominently featured of all of these sort of new recruits or troops is Miles Teller's character, who has his own demons and personal troubles that leads him into conflict with Maverick throughout the film. Thankfully, despite the whole military element going throughout the film, there's enough humor to keep the film sort of a fun and not make it an overly serious slogfest to get through. Now, obviously, a big part of the marketing for the film was the showcase of all of the aerial footage and dogfighting and all that kind of stuff. And the film definitely delivers on that front. The footage shown throughout the film is very impressive as it puts you right in the middle of the action. While I'm sure not obviously all the footage is actual sort of jets doing their thing, there's a really good amount of real footage throughout the film, which definitely adds to the experience. Now, where the film really earns its stars is that final sort of like 30 minutes, which are just brilliant. The mission objective, intensity, obstacles are amazing and had me on the edge of my seat throughout that sequence, as the film earns every payoff that it gives you, especially towards the end. All the elements came together to make a film that I think will leave a lot of people cheering, and for me earned a 9 out of 10. This was definitely a very, very impressive movie that I was just really surprised just by how, like, wow, you know, those reviews definitely weren't lying. This was a really fun time. Definitely going to end up being one of the best films of the year. That's how good this film was. I still would have liked to have seen Tom Cruise as the superior Iron Man in the Multiverse of Madness, but having this film definitely isn't a bad consolation prize. So that'll do it for this review of Top Gun Maverick. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching.